Wait,
It's a
what is the
different,
Maxwell
different dynasty.
Fratellins?
Not sure about that. This may not show up on the ticket as well if it's not the right team.
Yeah, but I mean they're the admins, so they
Yeah,
can do what they want, I guess.
I
Smile.
suppose so, but it's not going to show up on the Dota buff. Oh well, I guess these are the teams we got rocking. They could also do a remake. I'm not sure because we
I
did
don't
seem to
know.
get in the game a little quick there. Oh no,
Okay.
ban's coming out. All right. Okay, so Mike, you expect to see any heroes that maybe were let through last game get banned out in this one? Be targeted a little bit more.
I'm not really sure because the thing about the CIA lineup, right, is it was so kind of it wasn't even like a lineup on its own. Like it had its own game plan for sure, but it was really nicely drafted to counter out what CIA wanted to do.
Mm.
I think you don't give Strilling and no, cause okay, I just did the no thing, but Strilling and Toto were able to set up so insanely on supports
For
that
sure,
don't
yeah.
conventionally. I tremble to think about what they can do with even more like hard control support.
Yeah, so maybe Snapfire and Wimranger is like good heroes to leave them on because then they won't do as much on as on maybe some other heroes that they would just like completely turn the game around on.
Yeah. So a lot of banter going on in the all chat right now, and a Dawnbreaker ban. All sorry Tat GH, all G, honestly bored of Dawn. Smile, says the dude named Dawn Beaver.
This is level 25 Dawnbreaker. Level
Yeah.
25 Dawnbreaker is very impressive. I mean, how long has that hero been out for?
Right?
Let's see how many. Oh, actually, I can only see Grandmasters. Actually, I can see. I can have a look at who the, like, how many Grandmaster Dawnbreakers there are. I know that our friend Dawnbeaver is not a Grandmaster, but
Is he not?
Crystal? No, he's 25. That is it's not Grandmaster, I don't think.
Oh, sorry, I'm just like settling some other stuff right now. So
That's fine. That's
I'll
fine.
get back to the. Okay, so a CM first pick, very interesting. This most likely will be Straining's hero if they reprise their previous roles in response to a Dazzle. I don't know what world we're living in where Dazzle X is being first two faced, but this apparently it's this one.
I know, I
that
like it.
yeah, so
Love
Dazzle.
an axe.
I love the X, but like Dazzle X is like such a weird thing, right? Because you kind of like you always think these heroes like match up against each other. Because Culling Blade very notoriously goes through the grave, and then
Was that when you snatched the axe?
I guess so. But is Dazzle really that scary of a hero that you need to pick a? And they pick the Spirit Breaker up from themselves. This time denying it from
Ooh, they snatch
Juvu.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I think a Spirit Breaker may have been picked in every single game I've cast
Right.
so far this series. But I mean, as a hero, I love to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not one of these slow farm the map heroes. You know, it's run at you though. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, we take top
not
tower,
complaining.
then we take bot tower, then we oh guess what's next? Oh, you guessed it, mid tower resident sleeper.
Mm.
Okay, so a draw ban out again from CIA. They banned this previously as well, and the AA ban maybe to cover a bit for the. They ban out the AA themselves, which is quite interesting. Maybe they just. Maybe they're just scared to play up against it, but the PL and draw ban same thing from last game, and they maybe I keep getting thrown off by the Maxwell Fratellins, but it's actually Colony over here on the bot side, or at least on the dire side. They ban out the Lifestealer, maybe respecting the Spirit Breaker Lifestealer combo that they picked up themselves. As we go into the final ban of the second phase. Still
Yeah,
a lot. The picks have
we didn't
come
really see
out.
the full potential of the Lifestealer Spirit Breaker combo last game. But maybe it's something that Colony thinks is very strong. So don't wanna give that away. Don't wanna really reveal that one.
Yeah. No, but I'm. Fuck, I did it. Okay, but the thing about Spirit Breaker Lifestealer, right? As much as it didn't win that game or do very well that game, we saw how strong it is because the Spirit Breaker can kind of like act as like a shield for the Lifestealer as well. We saw a
yeah.
lot of the times when the Spirit Breaker starts to fight out, the Lifestealer can infest him just to give him that boost of HP, and in addition to being delivered alongside him. So there's a lot of flexibility here with how they can do it, but they just choose not to deal with it altogether. A Night Stalker ban. Night Stalker very strong against Dazzle, just all over you, and once you're silenced, you can't do anything. And it's Silencer this time. Maybe favoring a bit of the counter initiate, or Silencer, just generally a very good hero with heroes that like to jump in and knock you out in one punch, right? Because you don't want to have to deal with any resistance on your opponent's side, and just tell them to shut the fuck up, man. Like,
Kind
Yeah.
of a similar idea to the song from last game.
yeah. Although we
This one a
didn't
little
see
bit
the
more-
song as
a little
much,
bit more
though.
counter-offensive. That's true, but
Yeah.
it's a good tool to sort of just stop the fight. The Nyx coming out there, interesting. So, is this a Spirit Breaker offlane then? Is that what we're looking at?
I think so, unless this is some crazy like mid-Nyx situation, which I'm sure 4 Beats is very familiar with. Let me.
I had some complaints about that one.
Did he tell you about it?
I think so. He had one of his IRL friends pick mid Nyx.
Yeah, no. I
Very
watched that game. That's the thing.
You watched it? Okay.
Yeah, it was not a good one.
Right, but let's assume that it's not that hero in the mid lane.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely looks like a offlane Spirit Breaker unless they do something funky. Meanwhile on Colony, definitely leaning towards the Axe offlane, Dazzle Silencer support duo. So it's a pretty similar situation to last game. We've got two heroes that are most likely going to be the carry in the mid. They'll probably save their mid for last pick, so I'm definitely looking for a carry for CIA here. Now, what is good?
So the thing about I want to talk a bit about this Nyx pick because
Okay.
Nyx just very on paper counter to int heroes, right? So that kind of deals very well with the Sansa. But the thing is, Nyx wants to kind of act as a combo breaker, right? You want to kind of just run in the middle and like mess someone up who would use that skill or use their skills. Even if you get like a spike carapace, I think maybe one thing they're noticing is that there's a lot of damage over time between the arcane curse, the blood battle hunger, and like the poison touch, right? Maybe you can kind of like throw them off with a random spike carapace, but it doesn't really do much in the way of getting global silence. Like as a Nyx, you never really farm a lot, so if this is a position 4, you're not going to be able to get to a point very soon that you can purge the global silence off yourself. It's just going to be a melee creep running around during the fight, which is very scary, especially against a silencer, right? You don't really have a way of. But yeah, I very interesting Nyx pick here. I kind of get it because it gives the Spirit Breaker an additional like battle buddy to like run in with. And speaking of battle buddies, we see the Ursa picked up, very aggressive carry, up tempo. Spirit Breaker Ursa, we've seen this before. You know, it's the run at you plan, but you can't really run into a pit right now. Very interesting lineup because this most
This
definitely
is your favorite hero, Mike.
this the most definitely locks in the underlord or an X to a mid role.
Oh, that is quite interesting.
Right, because we see two off
Getting some info that Toto is actually an amazing CM player from the chat. Thank you very much. for
Okay.
that. So, but
Also,
yeah,
want to shout out chat for saying nice things. Thank you, everyone. And they gave me feedback that, or at least my sister who's watching also gave me feedback that you're very soft. So I turned up your volume by a lot. So it should be a lot louder
Me?
now. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But
It's
yeah,
gonna be blasting through everyone's speakers.
yeah. But the underlord, I think this is not super good into the Ursa matchup. Of course, it really depends on if you can keep him at low HP. But with the CM Ursa, it's a really scary kill lane, right? It's almost as prolific as the CM Jug. Just the slows and the root and like just knocking you down. So it could be a little scary.
I think you mentioned the dilemma that Colony currently have with their mid lane, or perhaps even who their two supports are. I think it's most likely going to be the Underlord mid. Axe mid is not one I've seen a lot, whereas Underlord mid is definitely a pretty viable pick in a lot of options.
The
I
thing
don't want to dip into the protein too much, but I know
Right.
Chris Lark loves this hero, and he played it very well.
Okay, so where I'm a bit confused is that you are most likely taking a look at, in order, the CM position 5, the Nyx position 4, Spirit Breaker position 3, and Ursa safe lane. So you know your lane matchups, right? It's interesting to me that they would choose to pick the mid Underlord now rather than when they see the last pick mid, because they do have last pick. So they can use it to kind of like turn it on A2K, right? Because A2K previously, he was the one who counterpicked the Tinker with his Queen of Pain. This time they could have done the same thing. If that's of course if Underlord or the X isn't like some off meta like sneaky carry kind of situation.
Yeah, the thing is, I usually can sort of usually would explain it by saying, oh well, they could have one of these heroes as their carry and pick their mid last, but look at
These
these
two,
heroes.
yeah.
I
X
don't feel
carry.
good about any of these being
Yeah,
even
this-
like potentially flexed to a carry. I think they're all. I think you would just be better off last picking a carry, and then that kind of puts you in a bit of a odd situation where you have this Underlord mid that is going to be sort of it can be counterpicked by this pick from CIA.
I think also X carry is like a thing of the past, right? Like I really don't think it works now.
Yeah,
and like,
I don't think so.
And like especially X carry against like an Ursa, he doesn't care how tanky you are. He just rips you apart. I will
Yeah,
say
especially
that.
in a Fury Stripes working cool, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't like
just
that
kills,
little-
it just kills you even
little
faster.
bit of the matchup. Yeah, 5 seconds left on CIA. Ooh,
Okay,
Disco
Flash.
Punch. This was one we saw banned out last game.
Okay, so Char in chat says Colony sniff out the global strat CIA were going for and steal the silencer. That's interesting. Although I mean, interesting. Okay, I'm not really sure how the global strat will come to fruition, but I guess
No,
with a
you
Spirit Breaker.
might just be joking.
Okay, but the Spirit Breaker like definitely can enable that, and it's a Lash last pick. I think the lineup is pretty straightforward from CIA, and they
Pretty
are
fast.
a very run at you, which is Benji's favorites.
Very runny. It's 5. It's as 5 Dota. We've got Leshrac is going to push down your towers. Ursa is going to get very strong and do a lot of damage quickly. You have the Spirit Breaker charging in at heroes. Yeah, loving the pace of this lineup from CIA. Interesting to see where Colony goes with their last pick, where they try and sort of outscale or whether they try and match the tempo. I mean, it's not something that's unobtainable. You do have this axe that can sort of be very strong in the early game with something like a Vanguard and a Blink. Global Silence is huge. You can have Dazzle saving and sort of healing up your team to keep it going. So I don't know. It all depends which route they feel that they can beat CIA. Which route they have a better chance of besting CIA in this match.
So I'm really looking at this Dazzle, this X and Underlord to tank up and just run around and death ball, and it's a Necro last pick. This is definitely a like group together and like tank up. Yeah, this is let's see how the lanes pan out. But it's Juvu on this position 4 silencer, Lol Emmy probably on position 5. Dawn Beaver is the off lane, which
looks
makes,
like the carry axe.
yeah, it is.
I mean,
the
if they keep the same positions as last game, obviously we could see a little bit of flex.
yeah.
And then on the side of CIA, you have A2K. They're pretty much the lane to expect. You have Ursi on the Ursa. Oh, that's definitely a buff to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that his name is so close.
He even has the baby on his back and the amazing like the expensive ass claw. So
This is a pimped out Ursa set for sure.
yeah, I mean, we're still waiting on Strilling to pick up that Spirit Breaker. Oh, sorry, we're waiting on Zac to pick up that Spirit Breaker, but then we can make a call on who has the better cosmetics. Juvu rocking the cowboy hat right now. Really
That is my favorite silencer set. I think it looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got to be CIA with the cosmetics. Look at this. This is display already before the game's even started.
They're blinging out on all ends. So
Yeah,
I wanna see Colony pull this off, because if they do,
For sure.
it's so scary. Like if they pull this out of nowhere, yeah, I don't know. But in terms of my mouth is full, so I'm gonna throw it over to you. Who do you think has the better
Okay.
lineup here?
I think I'm in the same boat as you. I think CIA's one is one that I look at and think, okay, I know where all these heroes are going. I know how this lineup sort of functions. And while I look at Colonies and I think, okay, yeah, this could work. It's just a matter of whether they make it work. And we always talk about ease of execution is the big thing. And I think CIA's lineup is one that's a little bit easier to execute, one that makes a little bit more conventional sense. So I think I'm going to have to go with them. But, as you mentioned, would be really nice to see Colony sort of what they can do with this lineup. This is an interesting one.
As we get into the
triple
game,
offlaners.
Mr. Juvu, the boss caster himself, on the Spirit Breaker. Oh, sorry, it's
No,
CIA
this is-
Zac on the Spirit Breaker, not Juvu anymore. But maybe gonna try and give him a taste of his own medicine. Now he's on the silent.
Ooh, look at that. Tricks 10 wins in a row as an Agrophos.
Yo, Trix is mad, bro. You screwed up his thinker, he's gonna beat you up. And as we see a Grandmaster CM, GLHF, cool team. Yeah, and really, really cool team. I don't even know if this like for Maxwell. So maybe that's we set the wrong team somehow. Remake?
Yeah, you
I
can
don't-
remake same heroes, but I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a problem. The only problem is it won't really show up in the Dota buff, or at least it will show up, but with different teams.
Literally, I have no idea what is going on with the all chat because I'm not familiar with any of them. But we'll just let them have their Ishii casting. X, I got some bad news to tell you about patch notes from Zach. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce the teams before we get into the banter. Okay, so on the side of CIA, we have Toto on his Grandmaster, or is this just Master? I don't know.
I think it's just level 25.
Level 25 CM, apparently, according to someone in chat, Rex Cow, I think, an amazing CM player, Strilling, setting it up like crazy on his Snapfire. We'll see whether he can do the same on this position 4 next. Zach on this Spirit Breaker, now in the off lane instead of position 4. Of course, A2K on the mid Leshrac, and last but not least, Ursi on his titular Ursa. We'll see whether they can get things going here.
Okay, so on the dire side for Colony, who accidentally set them the wrong team this game, as we're going to see the runes, I will hold off on introducing his members
and
before we get to the runes.
Toto's gonna get tagged. Yeah, he
That's
gets
a 3-for-1 for CIA.
Yeah, but he gets tagged
and
okay, Lol Emmy gets beaten back. The starting with the Blightstone, very scary. Okay.
Ooh, interesting. But yeah, as you mentioned, Lol Emmy on the Dazzle. We have Trixt with his 10 wins in a row, putting a streak on the line here. Mad about that Tinker game. You want some revenge. Gonna play some Necrophos in the mid lane. And then who else we've got? We have this, what I believe is a safe lane axe.
Yep, Lolbus.
Yep, taken to the safe lane. This is something you might have seen 2 patches ago, but we'll see what kind of ideas he has on this hero. And then finally, on the Underlord, we have Dawn Beaver and Juvu on the Silencer position 4.
Yeah, so should be a relatively action-packed start to the game because this CM Ursa lane is gonna just pop off, and at the same time, this Dazzle, as soon as he tags one of them with a poison touch, you can expect the chase followed up with the Battle Hunger, and they're really gonna have to save this Impale because that's the only thing that's gonna stop them from being run down. As we see it already happening, both the damage is overtime, and once again, like, I'm a prophet, I called it. Strilling setting it up with the double stun again. He did it before, he's gonna do it again, this time on the Nyx. Gonna definitely expect Revenant.
Just perfectly calls out the play before it happens.
Yeah, so
but I'm going to be expecting a lot of harass to come out from this pretty strong Axe Dazzle lane. Not one you typically see on the safe lane. He's now got point in counter helix, so it's gonna be very hard for Zach.
Like it's X versus 2 melee. Like it's not fun.
Yeah, and already 8-1 after the first couple of waves, having a very nice time. Meanwhile, as you mentioned down bot, this Ursa CM lane very strong.
Yeah.
Could potentially set up some kills. Underlord not the easiest hero to take down early in the game. Pretty tanky and has
Juvu.
The pit as well.
Okay. CM not in position. Yeah, not in position. But the thing about Dawn Beaver on this Underlord is the early aura just kind of messes up Ursa's last hitting a lot. He doesn't really have a lot of starting base damage to work with, and he went for the Art of Venom. So that's gonna be like just Dawn Beaver being able to control the as we see more denies coming out. And the last word, very nice from Juvu catching you out, and the slow. Man, this is a lot of harass onto Dawn Beaver. But he's gonna walk away.
They're playing this thing. Yeah. They're playing this like really nicely on Dawn Beaver and Juvu right now. Just as you can see, this Ursa only 5 lost hits at the moment compared to the Underlords 13 and 5. Wow, really having a nice time. They've got the lane all the way pushed back in front of their tower in there.
So very smart from
now. It is going to come in after the pull.
So it's really important where the lane position is, right? Because they have so much damage over time and just like ability to tag on damage onto this Ursa. They kind of need to put the lane back, and we see that emphasis from Juvu bringing 2 sentries to make sure this hard camp is not blocked. It's going to be on Toto to try and see whether he can sneak in there and block it, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It's going to spawn, and once they pull this, the lane's going to be back in his favor, and that's where it gets a bit dicey for Ursi, but he's choosing to run forward instead, going straight onto Juvu, and Juvu, actually the Signs are very vulnerable when not in front of his Underlord, and the Underlord is going to fall. Ursi just runs straight up, and it's like, you know what? Come here, my friend. I'm a bit sick. I'm a bit sick of your shit. Get over here. Get out of here. And takes first blood for himself. So really cool. I just want to point out like really cool versatility from this player, right? Because in game 1 we saw him pick like a bit of more passive farming hero, a resident sleeper, just hit creeps, push waves kind of thing. And this time he's turning it on with that Ursa. We're gonna see whether he can pull it off, but he's already putting pedal to the metal here and just kind of running them down.
I mean, does find the first blood, which is a very nice sort of
Yeah.
boon to him, but
Oh.
still not.
And they
doing
recognize
good
the
in
skills.
farming.
The skills
This
already
skill would be
used,
nice.
and he turns it onto
Mercy
Dawnbreaker.
follow as well.
Does he
It
even
does
die?
catch him.
The slow. There's no skills from Juvu, and he gets out scot-free. There's even a salve, so this man is okay.
Ooh, okay.
What a
Yeah, I
play!
was
What a
mentioning-
play! Just chatting up.
I mean-
and meanwhile, in topside, Zac has that early level in Budo, so it doesn't really matter. But Law Emmy actually getting caught up by herself, but gets the heal, and but still very low. One hit away, and Strilling is able to find it, sets it up with the impale,
very nice.
and force. I keep calling Force Spirit, but Zac charging just to disjoint that chase from Lolbus, and very nice turnaround onto Lol Emmy. Maybe getting a bit too far forward there, but like we say, lanes popping off on both sides. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, very, very passive. There isn't really going to be much going on unless A2K can catch him with a split up, but even then, there's so much sustain from this Necro, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty
Lane
I don't
is
wanna say
dead.
boring lane.
Yeah, like almost dead even. 23 to 21 in last hits right now,
Yeah.
with Necro taking a bit of the lead. Of course, Necro with that Death Pulse, much easier for him to kind of like secure those last hits. And kind of... Yeah, sorry?
Interesting thread we're seeing on both side lanes right now is we're seeing Axe sort of controlling the lane up top and Dawnbeaver having control of the lane down bot, but both of them giving up kills. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to know. I still think that the Dire are coming out on top of these lanes, but these
Yeah.
kills allowing CIA to at least get a bit of a better time than they would have done otherwise. Like you see, Ursi starting to come back in terms of last
Okay.
hits.
They
as
go
maybe-
forward onto Dawnbeaver here. He's silenced, but it doesn't matter. Already got the Earthshock out. Nothing else really to
No
do
damage.
unless slap this guy down. And this is the
No.
fear of a Ursa versus a melee safe lane. You pick this Underlord into the Ursa knowing you want to lane him off lane. And this is what happens. You knew what the lane was going to be. And you pick that off laner as we see Tricks falling again to a nice gank from Strilling. First it's Toto in game 1. Now it's Strilling. They just have this man's number. They've been knocking him down from game 1 until now. And you know, even on his 10 wins in a row, Necro, you're susceptible to ganks. And we talked about how, you know, this Lash can't really make anything happen by himself, but he has a buddy right here, and this man is good at setting shit up, baby. We've seen it before, we're seeing it again.
Yeah, super nice play.
Yeah.
5-0 currently for CIA. I mean, and they even have a gold lead despite these lanes not really going back. And look
Okay,
at
not really expecting Law Emmy there, has to back up for now, but the thing is...
why is he over here?
Yeah, I
Hitting
think...
it.
Yeah, to be fair,
Yeah, I guess
the X is fine by
Lobus
himself.
doesn't really need a lot of help.
Yeah, he doesn't get
he's
threatened.
really big chilling right now. He's got the Vanguard. Yeah, nothing is going to touch him. He's got
Big-
1300 health already in this game.
Big chilling.
He's big chilling.
He's big chilling. One thing about... Oh my gosh, my voice. One thing about Necro that we do have to point out is that he's pretty good at recovering, right? Because a lot of times because of how kind of static he is in the early game, there's not a lot that he can do if he loses a lane, but he's really good at farming out with that Death Pulse, and he can definitely get back into the game to a point where he's relevant, right? Because all he needs to do in the fight is really get those abilities off. If he doesn't get bursted immediately, he can really keep the fight going for long, especially with the backup of his team. But he might fall again now. It's Zac in with the charge, and Lightning setting it up, slowing it, and A2K, no! Turns it around with the heal and the Death Pulse, just barely stays alive, but A2K in with the Lightning again, finishes him off. Juvu, is he able to turn it around? The Crybaby in from Zac, you know, maybe getting a bit too, feeling a bit too comfortable with that heal, thinking he can kind of turn it around, but Zac just turns around and strikes him down.
I love it. Even casting the voice lines.
Yeah, just... Yeah, after all your spells are cast, you can't cast any more spells because Silencer is there. Okay, just pop some voice lines in for good
Pop some
measure.
voice lines, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite a nice play.
Oh,
Ooh,
see,
Ursi,
has the level
a lot of
6. He's
damage.
not going to be threatened by this, and the Dazzle's going to keep him alive for now, but like not so fast, but it's still
Okay.
going down pretty quick for
Rebecca
me.
coming in as well,
And,
yeah.
and here comes
Oh, that
Zac
could be
managing
cool.
to charge, and yeah, this Dazzle is dead. I'm really not really sure why they first picked this Dazzle, because
5-0 for Ursi right now.
yeah, the thing about that...
8-0 in kills.
Yeah, oh, okay, and Strilling falls in the top lane to Lawbus, managing to make it happen by himself. Probably chased him down with that Battle Hunger, and probably caught him in a creep wave or something like that. But Strilling dying, once again, not that big of a deal. This man, you know, he had a lot of deaths in the early game of the previous game 1-2, but he still came around and made things work out. So I don't think this is too big of a deal. Feeding the X a little bit is a bit scary, but you know, someone has to be up there to take that EXP, right?
Yeah, and I think this, I mean, we talked about you don't really want to give that axe that much. You don't want to feed him that much, but he's already had a pretty free time, and what's he really going to do with it? Until he has the blink, I don't think you're scared of this axe that much. I think you can just sort of run away. Still got no
Right.
points in core as well, so you just have to sort of let him be for the moment. You let him farm his lane, farm some camps, but
they
he
spot
really
out-
doesn't have that much kill potential.
They spot out A2K walking in with this rune. Nice, really nice cliff ward to control this area over here. But he's looping around.
Did he get vision of the stacks?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he took a. I'm not too sure. I think he took a glimpse, but we see maybe a setup here onto Lawbus, but 15k HP. I don't think you're making anything happen here.
There's no way you kill this man right now.
Yeah, A2K trying to invade again, but they see him. Law Emmy tanks him with the poison and the damage over time. But A2K doesn't care, just casts his spells anyway. Safe word. And TP's out, very smart. Is there a stomp? There isn't, and he falls, unfortunately, to the neutral creep actually. The Centaur cleaning up the job, but Toto now it's gonna be his turn to try and get a deny over here. He's a bit in too deep.
She tries to deny herself to this.
Yes, sorry, she. I keep forgetting. My bad.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just saw the chat message as well.
That is, I mean, very clearly they also do know about the stacks now.
Sad.
Straight into them.
Sad.
From A2K.
Yeah, but he does bring.
But
he brings like 4 heroes here. I think that's okay. Like the only person not there, and now it's 4 heroes mid or 3 heroes mid rather. On the Trix again, and they take him down.
Took anything off.
Bro, Trix is just target on his back right now.
Yeah, they're really going after him.
And a bit of banter. Sad says A2K Beaver. What is playing with A2K? But you know who's happy right now? Ursi. He's just been having a train wreck of a bot lane, rolling over them. You know, maybe not leading in the net worth in terms of last hits, but sorry, not leading in the last hits, but he's had a swallow time.
Can you look at net worth?
6-0 on this Ursa right now. Taking a glance at the net worth, he's way ahead of this Ursa. Way ahead of this Axe.
That's what the kills are. He's 6-0.
Yeah, Strilling trying to farm up here again, but it's gonna get run down by Lawbus. Gets mana burn, can't really do much else. No call as well. With a charge forward onto the creep wave, Dawn Beaver is here to defend though and catches A2K under the tower. In comes Trix though. He does have the Reaper side if he can get it off, but a nice slow from Toto. Wards off for her carry, and a pick pull away from Zac. Manages to make it out with 2 safety. And stun.
It even stops. I definitely saw Zac stop to pop the voice line.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit
He gave it a think too. He probably like looked at his chat with for a bit. Which one's the best for this situation? Real spice coming out from CIA. Taking command of this early game, and you know, with this start that they've had, they're gonna be really scary to deal with, especially if they're able to secure early Roche, right? With this Ursa lineup. That's definitely what you'll be looking at. And
a thing to point out though is that even though they've had sort of this great start, they're up 10-2, only a 1k gold lead to show for it. Now 2k, so invalidates my point pretty much immediately. Yeah. But we mentioned this Necro getting killed a lot, but still on pace
a charge in
with the left track.
Onto this Law Emmy Spirit. And the global silence comes out to ward them off. And actually, is he gonna get chopped down? Yes, he does. Trix actually finally gets first kill of the game. Definitely needed that and takes out the Spirit Breaker, the main catalyst for their action so far. But Strilling, maybe he has something. Maybe he has something to say about this. He's worming around. He's gonna try and make something happen. Toto coming forward and gonna actually knows it. But the level in the call turns it around. Trix, can he heal his team? The death boss off, but doesn't manage to get it off in time. The chain cells are too strong, and he falls yet again. Trix, even though he gets that kill on Spirit Breaker, which is huge, he gets turned on by Strilling lurking around the shadows. Amazing bait from Toto over there, walking up, kind of casting spells, baiting the Axe in like, oh man, I need to cancel this with a call, and then lines up the perfect impale for Strilling and the follow-up split of what a team fight from CIA, just setting that up perfectly, even though their Spirit Breaker is down.
Yeah, the communication from CIA on point now. You have Strilling sort of just lurking around on the high ground saying, look guys, I have this beautiful impale, just sort of bait them in, start using spells, and finds the impale on the 2 heroes that really matter the most. I mean, if you impale the Axe, it doesn't really matter there. Yeah. Because
he's out mana anyway.
Yeah. And
okay. And the stun, like nothing's gonna come out of this. He has the foot now, but yeah.
Out of mana on A2K as well. He needs to bottle up and just get back a bit here.
Okay, I do want to say though.
The items.
Yeah, I do want to say before I do look at the items that they asked me to ridicule any mistakes. Not having a mid sentry against a Nyx, you're basically asking to die again on like Trix. Honestly, like if you don't have a mid sentry versus Nyx, your guy's gonna die. Okay, anyways,
that was good shit talk.
enough. Come on, get it together. But as we see the smoke, we'll take a look at the items in a bit. No, Fuse Batman. Sorry friend. They're gonna make.
Do scout this out though. They have full vision of this.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
saw
but
this.
I'm
They saw this
essentially-
TP in, so they're gonna ward away. I think they scan. I'm not really sure. I think that's scan
No,
on the
they
side
have
of.
they have a ward. They have a obs and a sentry on the river that
Yeah.
saw all of them walking through. So
Yeah, I
I
saw
have full vision.
the scan was actually from the dire side, but they're actually gonna try and
Yeah,
make a go at the
actually
Dawn
turn
Beaver.
this around.
Ursi going in, the call onto enrage Ursa doesn't care. In comes the charge from Zack on the backline as they focus down this Dawn Beaver, pops the mech but doesn't really get anything far off.
Needs to
And
get out,
Juvu
Colony.
doesn't have the global silence in 2 seconds, maybe staying alive long enough just to pop it for posterity, but gets knocked down by A2K with the auto attack cancel. Meanwhile, Juvu on the backside gonna fall, turns around for Reaper Scythe. Why, my friend? That's your own doom that you're spelling over there, and 4 wiped from a disastrous smoke move, just completely scouted out with the wonderful ward vision. Who is placed by? Gotta give a very nice. And it's Toto yet again, setting up in more ways than one for her team, time and time
Yeah,
again.
she's doing a really nice job. I mean, yeah, you see Colony sort of feel like they have to make a move there.
Okay,
but
and
just
Dawn Beaver
perfectly
gonna
scouted
get
by CIA.
shocked here. Toto once again walking forward, baiting him forward a bit, and the global silence coming in and the call.
Nice
But
2-1
Dawn Beaver,
forward.
is he gonna fall? The use to self-perch and the stun to finish him off. A2K, can he walk away from this? Pops the invis. There's a sentry now, but he's a bit too far away from it. And Toto warding the rest of the team off. Here comes Ursi though. He wants to fight. He doesn't have the enrage up, but it's Toto to fall on behalf of her carry and on behalf of A2K. Keeps him alive, but the blink forward and the call onto Zack. He's very low, falls down. There's the chop. The impale not being able to come out in time, and this is the strength of the Colony lineup. You know, when they death ball like this, it's really hard to bring them down. As much as the Underlord and Mech, they were able to burst him down that fight, but between the heals of the Dazzle and between all the damage that they have, it's kind of hard to stand up there as well when they're not being ran at. And they want to defend this tower
Be able
though.
to take this. You're not going to be able to take
and a
this
blink
so
stun
basically,
in.
unless you find a nice call.
Okay, he's
Yeah,
falling a bit
down
low,
for it.
but the use once again
No
keeping
side.
him alive, and he walks away. And nice impale onto this axe to keep A2K alive, barely 100 HP, just one last word off, but a preemptive grave to try and save his axe, but maybe that was a bit too early, knocks him back into the spike carapace and into spike carapace, stuns everyone, but the pit and the back in from Dawn Beaver keeps him alive. The constant healing from the side of Colony just keeping all their players topped off, and it's gonna be Strilling who falls eventually to the last word, just being forced to cast spells to keep his teammates
It's a
alive.
constant scrap in this mid lane.
This is what the
No.
lineup was built for. This is what they want to do,
Yeah.
just the constant scrap. But in comes A2K again.
Back in.
And charge through onto Law Emmy,
Nice,
onto 3.
nice
The
stuff.
blink in though, but cancelled by the freezing field. Very big ultimate from Toto. This is what we saw. Just putting in the Lord's work for our team right now. And the stun misses. Juvu's gonna walk away. Thankfully, even had the Tumbler's Toy to get away, but Toto looks like she's gonna fall for her sins. But man, what an amazing freezing field. That could have been a disaster if the Axe was able to blink there and call them all. A2K had already used the use, but the action isn't even over as Emmy is gonna fall. Just very unfortunate, being caught out by Zack.
Okay. Listen,
Whew.
all of this fighting.
Oh.
Who is the big winner? It's the Ursa. Look at the net worth. 2.3k up. Not involved in this fight whatsoever. This like 5-minute fight that's been
They
going
basically
on.
won that
He's-
fight 4v5, right? As we see Strilling,
Yeah.
it's not even over yet. He's gonna come in, he's silenced now because of the last word, but A2K able to finish him off with the level 2 Pulse Nova so early on. So much damage coming out from this Radiant lineup, and they just can't heal through it.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, 4v5, doing all of this. This Ursa has been free farming the top lane.
Going for
Gets the
an
tier 1
Eagle
top
Saw.
pushes.
He's going for an E-Blade.
Oh.
He's going for an E-Blade.
E-Blade? Okay, so Ursi, Battle Fury Slark. Not anything too egregious in
Yeah.
the Naga game, but an E-Blade. So talk to me about how this works then. Is it the E-Blade Earthshock combo?
I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure he's just trying to mess with his team.
You think so?
Yeah, without a doubt. If I saw that video correctly, this man just likes to scare them in a competitive game. But Strilling gonna find Juvu out, and this is the on paper counter that we talked about. But Emmy there with the grave saves her friend, and Strilling just gonna have to walk away. Now it's the Meteor Hammer for even further setup. So this Nick's just really out and about to stun people left, right, and center. They've been holding on to this tower with their life, but we saw actually how both these teams can operate, right? Because when the whole of Colony is together, just like an ant colony, they are strong together. Correct? Okay, but global silence going on. What is going on? It's actually A2K trying to run down Lolbus, but you know he doesn't manage to make it in time, and instead might get turned on the pit. But that's all the disable they have.
Yeah, they don't have nearly
And
enough.
Zack actually running in. Is he gonna do it?
Going in.
trying to get Juvu with the passion and unfortunate, gets chopped down. -2, but Juvu on the high ground.
Wait,
he does.
Juvu.
No, he has a tumbler.
Nice,
he has a tumbler's toy though.
He
so
tumbled toy. Oh, okay. I mean, he
Yeah.
did still TP out. I guess
Yeah.
he was out of mana. But yeah. Of course, all this fighting going on. But as we mentioned, Colony gonna have an Ursa problem very soon. Maybe
Sure.
not so much if he does, in fact, end up finishing. And he's just finished it, the E-Blade. Mike, you want to flame this?
This man is like 100% trolling. Like E-Blade versus, like what are you gonna do? E-Blade and Necro so he can survive from you even longer. What the fuck? This man is
It's
on some
the
shit.
E-Blade
No,
plus Lash combo.
no, it's the E-Blade plus all of corrosion combo because you hit them once and then you amplify the 3 magic damage a
Yeah, that's
second from the poison. Insane. Just
Wait,
really sick.
what's the amplifier on E-Blade?
The amplifier on E-Blade causes them to take 40 more magic damage. So
So that's like
40%. That's like fucking almost 4 if we're being generous. Oh my god.
That's 4.2 damage per second.
Jesus Christ. Oh, and he fails it. Yes, yeah, okay, but they're going in now onto Lord Emmy. Still more action. Zack charging in. They just had this dash hole like painted with a red mark on his back, but Ursi actually falling a bit low now. Reveals the E-Blade. What can he do with it? Absolutely nothing. Doesn't even use it. Is he gonna use it to finish him off? Doesn't even matter. And she keeps him alive. And Trix actually stays alive. Ursi got a fall for that one. That's a huge misplay from him. Just completely fumbles the bag right there. A buyback onto Dawnbreaker though. Dawnbreaker, sorry. And a nice 2-man stun from Strilling. And a nice 2-man impale. That's basically a ravage. And meanwhile, A2K ravaging the backline, taking down Juvu. Lobla's gonna get the call and dunk off onto this A2K Lash. But meanwhile, Zack is just running a rampage. Slams down the Nyx as well. It's looking pretty good for this Axe. Actually has survived. Double kill so far. Still can get this, but doesn't have the call and the blink. Zack is gonna get away scot-free. Absolute completely fumbled by this Ursa over here. Baiting his team. Running past. Trying to kill the Necro, helping him stay alive instead. Maybe didn't notice the pipe. So didn't notice that it was actually being blocked. But obviously he was trying to get that E-Blade off for the style points. But Ursa not one with a lot of natural edgy. So not. I mean, I'm lying. He has like 100 something. But you know, just not like the most heavy edgy carry there is. And yeah,
Oh, that was so funny.
His
Goes in. I'm waiting for the E-Blade. It hits. It does no damage.
yeah, pays the price for
Bates
it.
his team.
Yeah, baits his team completely. They managed to turn it around there, but crucially, not only did they like they managed to trade evenly, but they also managed to get a kill, huge kill on this Ursa. Or as they might kill him again over here, pops the Enrage, but there is the Reaper side coming out. Global Silence as well. Can they find him? No, it's a bit too fast for them. This Necrophos is slow as a motherfucker. Might even get turned on right now. The E-Blade, Pig Pole. Okay, literally nothing is happening. But
The sight of seeing an E-Blade Ursa is
yeah, I want to see an E-bladed pig. That's what I want to see this game.
Ooh,
But-
yeah, that might be interesting.
Yeah, but the thing
Also,
is, that entire fight, I want to point out before we move on to this next fight, that non-stop action so far, the Axe survived through all of it, has helped him catch up quite a lot, now above A2K.
True.
Yeah, and look, if they see Toto over here, they might even go in. A Blink getting ready, but they want, it's Ursi, they
Ooh,
want.
nice.
They know he doesn't have the Enrage, and it's the Reaper Scythe, he's there for 75, and Toto, the Freezing Field isn't gonna do as much when there's just so much healing, can't do more and nearly enough damage. Zack's gonna charge in as well, but now they're gonna bleed a lot. The bleeding kills at this point. You kind of need to get out, but he gets stunned, gets caught, manages to bash the Axe away. Can he survive for now? Charge of Darkness coming in 1 second. Looks like he's gonna make it in time. Oh, but the pit from Dawnbeaver and the slap, whipping that cow. Come back here, my friend. We have some dinner we need you to attend to. He's taking down to the magic damage. Taking down. Is he gonna live? 10 HP, 6 HP. Falls. Meanwhile,
Not a space though.
yeah, it's A2K who's now caught in the river. Lobus with the blink call, but A2K with the haste manages to walk away scot-free. Not
He's
gonna
still
be.
chasing though. He has
Yeah,
a blink up his
3
room.
seconds doesn't catch sight
He's
of
gonna
him.
go the wrong way.
Yeah.
Just to get out of that one. A couple of nice
Ooh.
kills though, especially catching that Ursa. That's huge. And really
Then-
loving. I wasn't sure about it, but this Axe Blade Mail purchase, turning all of the Ursa's damage against him. So
Yeah, just very nice
very
moves
nice
from.
pickup.
Very nice moves from Colony so far, and they're sticking together, which is exactly what they need to do. This is what they needed to do from This is what they need to do to win the fight. They can't afford to be picked off like this. Puts the sentry down a bit too late, but the miss on Strilling, uncharacteristic kind of impale miss from him, manages to ward them, kind of keep them away with the spike carapace. But the smoke up immediately after dewarding, they want to make a move. They see A2K, and income Dawnbreaker is gonna relocate out. It might be a bit of a disconnect if they don't retreat together, but Icon, so I keep saying Icons, but the Global Silence stopping them. Ursi falling a little low, blink forward, the Blade Mail turns in against himself, kills himself with that additional damage from the E-Blade, and that is huge. They've now killed this Ursa 3 times in a row, and A2K, Nyx to fall down to the tick damage. Nyx is Toto trying to save a support, try to save a carry, but can't save him in time, and now gets knocked down yet again. That was a really nicely coordinated play. The Global Silence just stops them from doing anything, and with this E-Blade, he kind of turns the damage all onto himself, and now overwhelming blink done from this axe. He's gonna be so difficult to deal with. Strilling hiding in the trees, gets an impale off, but nothing much to come from it. Oh man, they've turned it around.
Yeah, I didn't think it was...
The blink forward, spike carapace to stop it.
Nice,
the Tumbler's going forward, but he doesn't have the impale. Silence.
Look at the 5-man.
Gonna fall. Dawn Beaver and the dunk. Lawburst finishes him off. The patch notes might not be in his favor, but one thing is, and it's this E-Blade Ursa turns the damage back onto himself. I think it's fair to say that this entire game has turned on its head thanks to Ursi and Ursi alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be so harsh, but I think it might just have done. I mean, you have that fight where it looks pretty good. I mean, near the mid tier 2 for the Dire, where it looks pretty good for Radiant, and then it's sort of all fallen on its head from there. And there's also with a huge net worth lead, 4K up around, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes ago, now behind this axe.
Let's do a little thought experiment, okay? So let's take a look at how much it costs to buy E-Blade. It is 4.3k. With a 4.3k, you could buy an Aghanim. With a 4.3k, you could buy a Basher, you could buy SNY, you could buy a whole bunch of other things.
And then some.
Yeah, you could even like almost buy a Nullifier.
Like 1.5 Basher.
And kill this Necro actually instead of dying to him and like... But man, this Necro really has clawed his way back into the game, even though he didn't have a good early start. Like... we're seeing the draft come to fruition, right? The group up and the constant heals between the mech, between the Dazzle, between the Guardian Greaves, and of course this Necro with his Pipe, Essence Ring, and Death Pulse, just staying alive way longer than he should have, and you know, the rest of CIA not able to pound in the damage. We talked about how they have a ton of damage, but apart from this initial charge, there isn't really much follow-up kind of damage coming in, right? They all need to be in there to do damage, which is very risky against all this damage over time between the Arcane Curse and the Firestorm. It's not really something you want to run into.
Okay, so I have some stats on E-Blade Ursa.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so over the past 12 months, in all Dota games, it has been purchased 378 times on Ursa. So that's all games in the past 12 months. In comparison, Phase Boots has been bought 1.5 million times.
Yeah, so obviously Ursi wants to be in the stat here, but just not a good one, right?
Yeah, and I gotta say, E-Blade does have a 75% win rate on Ursa, so maybe onto something. But could be tanking out a little bit here unless... I mean, it is still a 7k lead for CIA.
And in he comes, actually, Earthshock's forward, but it's caught by the Arcane Curse and the Silence immediately. He has an E-Blade, but it doesn't even matter. He gets 4-star forward, and he gets knocked down. He falls again. Toto, once again, the freezing field to try and, you know, make some space, but it's gonna be hard to fall next. Strilling gonna stun the backline onto Lord Emmy, but this time has a glimmer, just gets out scot-free, and Zac is forced to run. Strilling with the Spike Carapace, gonna keep them away for now, but taking away to that damage and the Firestorm to finish him off. Very nice fight from Colony, maybe Ursi, not expecting them to be there because they're all smoked. Don't see them anywhere on the map though, so you gotta expect, you can't just be Earth shocking forward like that, especially with the Global Silence up. Jubu really kind of making it happen, getting his revenge now on the other team with this Silencer pick, being able to limit them from doing just about anything, very literally and figuratively telling them to shut up and go home.
I don't think I've seen a single Colony's hero outside of the mid lane in about 15 minutes, but look at this, it's working for them.
Yeah, and this is what they're dropping now. Yeah, this is the death ball lineup. You see, this like...
Oh, nice blink forward and call.
Very nice. Kill. And they're gonna take a Rex just like that. Like, they don't really have a lot of deep push apart from A2K. He's gonna have to TP back to defend, but what can he really do? There's so much heal coming out. This kind of feels like a bit of a robbery. If I mean,
take the racks for free.
Yo, so I'm like, are we reporting this or what?
I think we might have to. I mean, you don't have any reports left, Mike. I know you report people just left and right in your games.
No, actually, wait. Is this related? I don't think I can report because
No,
previously
you can't report as it. You can't report as it.
Oh, okay.
But I think we might have to. This is. I mean, look at the gold. It's now even. I mean, even though CIA had just a huge advantage in this game, they've. I don't want to say, but they have completely thrown it away.
No, I gotta say,
allowing
right,
the lineup from Colony to do what they have drafted.
Yeah, the thing is, A2, the rest of CIA isn't playing bad either. I don't think CIA is playing bad. In fact, they won like multiple 4v5 fights at mid, like but without their carry. But like now, they've reached a point where they kind of need the damage output of their Ursa. As you see, a global silence turn around to A2K. He doesn't have anything to dispel himself after using the use to set up, and now he's gonna take very low. And E-Blade actually kills his own teammate Juvu. Now getting gone on by Ursi. Very angry that he's turned on, but now it's the Shallow Grave to keep him alive, and it's. Another chop onto the CM and Ursi 100 seconds on the sideline. It's Zack to fall next, and A2K is brought back for this. He's trying to do damage, but there's just so much heal. Lobus being topped up again. Can he survive? Another Shallow Grave. Tricks. He's gonna take a lot of damage. A2K this buyback though. Now the Lotus Orb huge from Strilling, but the blink forward overwhelming knocks him down. And Strilling this spike carapace we talked about it. Zack he bought back for this, and Strilling gonna fall too. Can they catch Zack? No, narrowly slips out of the pit. Huge fight from a huge fight from Colony over there, just standing their ground and staying in that death ball, constantly healing each other up. That's a buyback from A2K. That's a dieback from A2K. That's 100 seconds on the sideline for this Ursa. And man, this game is This game is looking like Lobus managed to live through all of that.
Lobus still alive, and they find six kills in that fight, and
dude,
just the net.
Dude, there's actually so much.
It's the lineup, the draft coming to fruition. All this healing coming out. You see so many heroes on low health getting a Shallow Grave. You know, you have the mech from the Underlord coming in, and now taking Roche. It's looking really good for Team Colony right now, and even at the start of the fight, the E-Blade Ursa kills his teammate.
Yeah, it's like literal typical like carry contribution. Like you come in, kill your own mid laner, and then after you die, like 100 seconds, you don't even do anything. And like, I really like wonder, like something like a BKB or like even a Satanic would have really helped him out there, like just purge the silence, right? Because we've seen time and time again, Jufu with that global silence just able to like render him completely useless in the fights. Like
he hasn't finished any items since he got the E-Blade.
And this is not a lineup that takes ages. And they just did it at 30 minutes. Now 4k gold up, the gold lead isn't all too crazy. They've been able to kind of keep up in net worth, and you know, Don Beaver hasn't had the best of games, but now able to get a Halberd for himself. That's going to severely limit the damage even more. Strilling, do they spot him? They don't have a sentry here. But yeah, you can see the early game actually turning against them, because now Emmy never goes anywhere without a sentry in hand. Yeah, so like it's Strilling not able to kind of make that move anymore, but still trying to rat the creeps. Very nice from him, stopping the push preemptively. They still have this wave though, and they can keep it alive. Yeah, and they can keep it alive with this healing as we see it come out, the Shadow Wave and this Death Pulse probably. Now Shiva's got and a Blink completer for this Necro. What can they do? I really don't know how they fight this right now.
I don't think you do AC complete on the axe as well. This guy is just an absolute monster with the Aegis. How do you fight this?
Yeah.
Overwhelming Blink. Blade Mail, Vanguard.
Okay, Ursi in onto this Ursa. Oh, sorry, Ursi in. Yeah, just get out. Yeah, doesn't even E-Blade. Probably forgets it's there with how useless the item is, but...
It's high ground time for the
they're literally pushing your tier 3s with an Axe and Necro, my friend. Where are you guys? Knock knock? Guys? I don't think they can...
On the Spirit Breaker.
I really don't think they can fight without BKBs.
It's just a free tier 3.
They really need BKBs on their calls. That's their only way they're back into it. But already the Shivas and... The Reaper Scythe is not nearly enough. Pops the Satanic, able to get out scot-free, but they can't really fight this anymore. Meanwhile, Lobus with that AC, just hitting your tower, but actually getting set up on by this Nyx Assassin. The Meteor Hammer does come down, knocks...
I think he's totally fine though.
Yeah, Toto though has to use herself and the 4-star forward.
4-staff then.
I think that was from...
an aggressive 4-staff.
Yeah, no, that was from Law Emmy actually, forcing his Axe forward.
Oh, really?
It has the Aegis, doesn't even matter, but A2K in the middle of it, trying to deal as much damage as possible, but it's not nearly enough. The silence does come out, stopping them for a moment, but they managed to tear down Law Buster's Aegis. That's huge. The pit coming down to cover. Don Beaver managing to get away just by a bit. The blink forward, coming out to Ursi. Ursi on the back line, gotta fall, gotta get chopped down. Doesn't have a buyback. Toto with the freezing field in the middle of all of them, but doesn't matter, gets Yules. Meanwhile, Tricks to fall, but the charge coming through from Zack. Can they turn this around? They actually take down Lobus. They actually take down...
out of here right now.
Toto does fall, but Law Emmy try to TP away, gets charged,
dash,
cannot.
18%
Juvu, Juvu gonna fall now, doesn't have enough mana, but gets knocked down by A2K. That's a huge turnaround fight that they definitely needed. Even a buyback from Don Diva to try and make it into that fight, but couldn't make it in time. There was just nowhere to TP, right? TP to the shrine.
Yeah.
The Underlord slow and fat, my friend. You're not gonna make it there. And yeah, they're able to hold, which is didn't seem like it was gonna be the case, but A2K and the rest of CIA is just able to kind of hold it down and make it happen. And you know, we talked about how we don't know how they're gonna fight, right? But the high ground push not really very strong. As much as they have the AC, they don't have a lot of tower damage naturally. And the charge through, it's just gonna get even scarier with this Finnish BKB that's flying out on the courier. Once A2K as well, just 17 gold away from his. Once they have the BKBs, it's gonna be really hard to lock them down.
Yeah, it was a really nice hold there from CIA. You did sense this game slipping away from them, especially if they take another Rax there. Because, I mean, already mid-Rax down, but...
yeah,
you
okay,
do have
so
the BKBs
Rex...
coming out. The gold lead is leveled out.
Oh, look at this graph. So it starts off in CIA's favor so highly, and then this is probably where this Ursa dies, and then immediately it just starts to tank, but that fight just turns it all around. Very nice kills, and a buyback committed from Don Beaver not to amount to much. If they take him down while they're pushing high ground, it could really provide an opening for them here. They're going to be looking at the next Roche that might come out in 4 seconds.
This Underlord's been very important in these team fights. Obviously not the most net worth on him, but the pits have been huge. The Greaves obviously huge for what their lineup is trying to achieve. And then also, as a failsafe, you have the ulti.
Okay, they're on the Juvu straight, finds him.
Oh,
what a huge... what are your brains for now? You steal my intelligence, I turn it against you, baby. Mana burn. That's a spell.
Yeah, that's always a nice one.
Okay, look at
Silencer.
Oh, okay. We actually see some action going on as I press the fight recap, and it's actually A2K. He's there for 129 seconds on the sideline. That's 2 whole minutes. Can he do enough damage to take carry his team by himself? That's an E-Blade out. Onto Lawbus. He's gonna rip him apart though.
So much.
Yeah, that's the Ursa against the X. That's the effect. And Strilling gets hexed into a pig from this Dazzle. But the Glimmer, is it gonna save him in time? And yeah, the Impale, they're gonna turn onto him. Meanwhile, they're going on to this Necro, turns himself a Ghost Shroud, but he's gonna come out of it just in a bit and gonna fall to this Ursa. Man, they're turning it around. Since the overextension at bot, like it's just been going all in, CIA's favor. Even though we managed to catch up, we didn't get to see it because I was too obsessed to try to find out how much mana burn did. But even though A2K falls here, doesn't have buyback, it doesn't matter. They probably committed so much to try and kill him. By the time we check into that fight, Ursi's already ripping Lobas to shreds.
Yeah, it was a... I don't know, it feels like this Axe wasn't really able to do anything. It seemed to be like permanently rooted or just sort of a bit isolated from his team. But, very nice fight from CIA.
Yeah, and you also have to remember they took that fight with their silencer just getting picked off, so there was no global silence there to keep Ursi, locked down. As much as he doesn't have the BKB, he's queuing it up right now, thank God. But yeah, as much as he doesn't have the BKB, if there's no global silence to stop him from just chasing you down, we see how fast he can just rip you apart.
Yeah. A little bit of a tense situation. I thought I knew where this game was going, but another twist in the tail perhaps. Been up and down, maybe a little 3-2-2 turning into a 6-4-4 here.
Apparently there's a lot of betting going on in this game, so very excited to bring it to you guys. But yeah, let's take a look at the goal graph again in case whoever missed it. Once again, back in the favor firmly of CIA, but it's still not very far apart. Look at the win probability, not very far apart. It's still anyone's game for sure. With the BKBs out on CIA though, it's definitely going to get a lot harder, but right now they're smoked up. They're going to try and look for a jump here. With this global silence on Juvu, definitely an integral part to their team fight. Without it, they cannot fight, and I think they learned that the hard way in that prior engagement. They're going to run into Strilling here. The big forward, overwhelming blink tanks him, but the Lotus Orb and the Spike Carapace holds them all down for a bit, but I think they're gonna have to give Strilling up.
100% dead.
Yeah, in no man's land. Meanwhile, Zac just pushing out the bot lane by himself. Getting a Lotus Orb soon after that BKB could be very, very useful for... And we already saw Strilling and how much chaos he can cause with that Lotus Orb, right? Between the self-hacks from the Dazzle, the self-silence from the Silencer as well, and the Athos and all that type of stuff, all reflected and pushed.
Don't forget about the self-battle hunger.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but okay, but the thing is, wait, what was I gonna say? Wait. Oh, wait, what? What the heck? Wait,
Bad.
he's high? He's high? Wait, he could die here. Yeah, but
you can charge.
Oh, the Atos!
Atos.
The Atos from Juvu catches
what
him
he
a counter.
did.
And the Lotus Orb not complete, my friend. Oh, wait, the global silence coming out.
150
No, the global silence to try and stop their X from getting gone out and saves him. But in comes the blink from trade, slows him a bit, but the force staff away, nicely done from Toto, keeps his A2K alive. I don't know how many times I've said that throughout this entire series, just Toto covering for her teammates so well. They get out of that relatively scot-free compared, it looked a bit dire for them, but they managed to get Lobas out. Once again, we see how much damage this Ursa can really deal once he gets on top of this X, but it's really about who gets the jump on who, right?
Yeah, and by the way, Spiritbreaker dead for 156 seconds.
Yeah, no big deal.
Buyback in the Reaper side.
Probably just gonna go make himself a coffee or something. Probably just gonna go make himself a coffee, right?
I think I might take a shower or something.
Like put on do your facial care routine or something.
Yeah,
as we see the push coming in from Colony over here. Not the fastest pushers, but with this AC, they definitely push out the pace a lot. And
it's at a point in the game where these towers fall. I mean, any lineup that you have that's taking towers, they're going to take them relatively fast. Still 85 seconds for the Spirit Breaker, by the way.
Yeah, not the best. And one thing to note, not the best wave clear from the side of CIA, right? They kind of have to get very close. But one thing I'll be looking out for is this Leshrac shard. I think once he gets it, it's going to be very hard for them to fight because they like to keep in this one type formation, right? But the Lesh shard is really going to be...
Yeah, I'm interested as to why he hasn't gone for it so far, because it seems like it'd be really good this game, especially against
the Atos onto Toto, but immediately 4 staffs away. They're taking this tower down to half HP, but still, Strilling is top, trying to rat it out. It's not going to work out for you, my friend. Your next assassin. Yeah, he has a TP, and the Fortify does come out. They're still pushing up, though, and they're all full HP. And the E-Blade, and the BKB.
That's...
Wait!
BK... okay, I mean, if you just get this tower and back off, then, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, but you have, my friend... You even have Global Silence to back you up, maybe a bit preemptive there, but maybe he's just getting nightmare flashbacks from being jumped on over and over as Toto 4 staffs again out of the pit, and actually the Aeon disc pops, which is pretty significant.
That is quite significant.
That's 100 seconds, yeah, and it only gets more and more from there, right? They have so many sentries covering this area because they know Strilling is hunting around for this pick, and he's going for an E-Blade himself, maybe mass E-Blade strat, thinking.
Can you E-Blade and E-Blade? Does it amplify the E-Blade damage?
I would hope so. It'll be lame if it didn't.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Okay.
I can't think why, to be honest.
Yeah, right?
It's not like it's fucking dog shit.
It's not like it's 4,300 gold. Oh, A2K actually walks up there and just gives them a stare. That's pretty chat, not gonna lie. Oh, as the charge comes in onto Juvu and the BKB straight away, and the Spirit Breaker out, cancelled by the call, and the Global Silence manages to get it off, but Ursi, he's in already, manages to purge it off with the Satanic, and he's in onto both them. Tricks, he's gonna fall first. Dawn Beaver next, Lobus falling very low. His supports can't be there to protect him, and the 2 supports forced to turn tail and run, but are they gonna be able to cancel in time? Juvu manages to get out, but it's Emmy who falls. It's Silencer who gets gone on first, and Silencer the only one to live. He pops that Global Silence, runs away, but leaves his cause behind as they get ripped to shreds. What a fight! And
the full force of
and the preemptive buyback. Trying to catch out A2K here.
Yeah,
there's a Atos which he purges off, but the pit now and Firestorm coming in. They don't really have enough chase is the issue. I think they have enough damage if he just kind of stands there and like lets him kill him. But
you don't have enough damage in the time frame that he's going to be within your range. I think. But, super. I mean, it's the strength of CIA's lineup coming in. They're very good at team fights. Now this Ursa actually has items apart from the E-Blade.
Yeah.
If he's allowed to just sort of hit in fights with his BKB, you can't really stand up and fight against it. You get the Global Silence, and then that's it. You can't really stick around for a fight at that point.
There are some things,
showing that in full force.
Yeah, there are some things that are just like kind of how the game works. Like if there's a Roshan, but Ursa's gonna get it, right? That's just how it works. And we see him now get the shot. That's gonna be huge for him. Is he gonna pick it up? Oh, it's actually Nesh.
They give it to. Okay, I think I prefer it on A2K. I think both of them should have the shard in this game.
And he's queuing it up himself. Yeah. So
that makes sense.
one thing I want to point out during that fight, right, is like we were talking about how BKB could have really benefited him, but he goes for the satanic instead, which actually is a very handy way to purge off this global silence immediately, which is how he managed to like fight that like so well, right? Because as soon as the global silence he pops his satanic. It doesn't really matter so much for the healing thing, but the basic dispel kind of keeps him like able to cast his spells, and we see that like make all the difference as he just rips them apart. Yeah, now with the BKB as well and the shard coming up, he's gonna have so much invulnerability, right? So this is what he was waiting for, right? The E-Blade 45-minute timing. Okay, but they're gonna walk up now. The smoke breaks. Juvu finds him first. The Lotus Orb though doesn't want to Atos that. Meanwhile, they see A2K inside. The call misses by a bit, but A2K is caught in a tough position now. But the call is already down. The global silence comes out. BKB from A2K now he's running down tricks, and Dom Beaver they're falling very low. So much damage. Meanwhile, on the backline, Strilling starting both supports while both calls just fall, and Strilling just holding both supports. They're not able to save their core, and Lobas, he's just gonna get ripped apart. He's seen this time and time again, and it's gonna fall. Strilling, I don't know if you caught that, but 2-man impale and a stun holding both supports. Beautiful. They couldn't do anything. This Dazzle didn't cast a single spell that whole fight. And they're forced to buy back now on this Necro and the Dazzle, but they don't have enough wave clear right now. Yeah, they don't have.
This could be a lane or two at least.
Yeah, they could go for the jugular if they really want, and a long range. That's huge! And the Meteor Hammer again, Juvu, and the E-Blade to finish him off. The self-hex, from the Lotus, and the Spirit Breaker ulti coming in, but has to be a bit careful. There's a Reaper Scythe. He's gonna turn it on to Zac, tries to TP out, but ends up Reaper Scything him. Meanwhile, it doesn't matter though. 3 versus 4 right now. They're taking down the second lane of Rex.
No Axe for 50, no Underlord for 60. You could even go tier 4s here. I think they might just want to clear up Megas.
Yeah, and Ursi popping his, and he's going forward. Fight. He's not scared at all. He has the BKB in the back pocket, but
be a little bit careful.
Yeah, but he does know that the Reaper Scythe is down, which is probably why he's running in so far. But Trick's actually blinking forward, pops the Aeon Disc, but the CM the interrupter. But here comes Tricks. Gets completely destroyed. Strilling time and time again. Is he playing Tide Hunter at this point? What is going on? This man is just disabling whole teams. Disabling whole teams for like a good 5 seconds each. Even though the CM freezing field gets cancelled, he just holds all of them there. Who cares? Let's Ursi just rip this Necro apart, and GG is called. This hype match is over, my friends. CIA take it 2-0. They've been absolutely flawless with their gameplay, except for this Ursa. This Ursa has been a clown, but he does it anyway. GG WAP is the final call. GL further, and what a wonderful set of games. Kek W Dire Joke.
Oh, what a fun couple of games to cast. I mean,
dude, my head.
Back and forth the whole way. We had the Ursa E-Blast.
Oh my!
I think he's gonna be the main talking point about that. But Strilling, single-handedly making so much happen for them. I mean, those last 2 or 3 fights, it felt like he was winning the fight entirely, taking out your 2 or 3 heroes every single time with the Impale. He had the 8th lens, which was causing so much.
There was so much.
The thing is, yeah, right. Doing so much work.
There's so much fear from the side of Colony, just because they always have to put a sentry down to watch for the snakes, and even when they have him spotted, he just stuns 2 of them anyway and Meteor hammers another 3.
Yeah.
Just absolutely insane contribution from Strilling here. Definitely my MVP for this entire 2 series. This entire 2-game series. This guy, between the Wind Ranger and Nyx, these are not heroes who you expect to initiate and just provide so much control into a team fight, but they do it anyway. And let's see if we can get a winner's interview.
Yeah, we can do a little winner's interview.
Ooh. Ooh. My god, what a game, what a set of games actually.
Oh yeah, also
let's take a look at the scoreboard.
Just for the future, by the way, Mike. Because we're on a 5-minute delay, so the stream hasn't finished yet. So it might be better to PM whoever is the captain of the winning team.
Oh, whoopsie. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. And probably people already know how this game is going to be done in. But
okay, shall we hop into the WLD casters chat to do a little winners interview? Okay. Alright, let's go.
Sure.
Wrong. Should we get the non-captain people out of here?
I mean, they're in here. I think they can hear us.
Yeah, the casters are here. I'm asking them.
Hello?
It's
Hello.
fine. We can do it.
Yeah, we can do a team
Nice
interview.
taking-
Hello. Nice to finally speak to you.
Team.
That was an amazing set of 2 games, my friends. What in the hell? Thank you so much
I said
for.
the same multiple times.
Yeah, yeah.
There
I
was
mean,
a lot
there
of
were-
screaming on mic.
we were.
There were
we
lots
were,
of explanations.
we were like pretty sure we lost in game 2 when they took like first ranks.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
my dieback after that, it was pretty rough, honestly. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we can't win this anymore.
Yeah, that was a little that was a little spooky. They kind of looked like they were on a roll, but congratulations first of all for your two game win.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
guys have been a bit of a tear lately. I think 2-0ing all your opponents so far, and things are only
Yes.
looking up from here. Just
Well,
wanna
next game. Next
game?
week we're playing Colonel Squid's team, so I think our 2-0 streak might very well end.
right. There's a
It's Colonel
6k
Squid.
average, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
A
We'll
smile.
settle for a
Like,
1-1.
really, really good team.
Yeah, we'll go 1-1. Don't worry.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. Okay, I think main talking point that I have to ask. Ursi, when are you gonna stop ruining your team's games with these item builds?
Oh my god, he's so right! Literally, the thing we talked about most this game was Ursi just speedrunning our games. Like, this kid,
Also,
he
I
just-
mean,
I think that was also
Also
the
a
thing we
different
talked
style.
about the
this
most.
kid, he just like, you know, maybe, I'm not sure if you saw this. We, in second game against our game on Sunday, he built like battle freeze.
No, I saw
Yeah.
the
I
clip.
did
Yeah,
see that one.
I saw
So
that.
this game, right? You know, he was so cocky. He was like, "Oh, we can win this," and then it almost single-handedly made us lose because
No,
the Ursa spread like.
So the
Single-handed
crazy...
is strong.
No.
Alright,
I
next.
back. I believe him. I'd agree. It's almost single-handed. You proceeded to come
Thank
into the
you.
fight
No.
with no. Okay, hear me out, my friend. You came into the fight, and then you had your E-blade. You saved it to finish off that necro. Instead, necro turns on you,
That one-
kills you.
That one was really bad.
No. The thing is, that happens, and then the next fight, A2K is just getting his ass beat, right?
Exactly.
You come in and
Fucking
E-blade him to
A2K.
kill him, and then you die instantly.
Okay, so like I have my hand up like I'm a Boy Scout right now. I did apologize for the second one, and the first one was a mistake.
But he was trying
you-
to talk himself out of weaving the game with
No,
the
okay.
first switch until just before we joined.
Can you talk to me about the
Can I lay out
process?
my defense?
But yeah,
Alright, yeah, let's hear it.
the
Let's hear it.
thought
Let's
process
hear it.
behind E-Blade Ursa.
It was okay. First of all, if we think of the reasoning, mostly it was in the Battle Fury Slark game. We then, like a minute after the clip, we're like, I could have just built an E-Blade, and everyone's like, yeah, actually, that would have been more fun and a better idea. So I was like, you know what, that might
Did
be a
that
fun
happen?
thing to
I
do.
don't
in the
know,
next
I
series.
do not remember that.
remember that
I
happening.
don't
I think
Zach-
it was just trying
Okay,
Yeah,
I,
that's
I
why
have,
I
I have the VOD. I can clip this audio. I have the VOD of me joking about playing E-Blade Slark instead of Battle Fury, and then people were like, "Oh yeah, actually that would have been better." But so that was an inkling in my mind of like, you know what? If I'm gonna build a fun item, at the time I was 8-0, right? I was like, you know what? Let's build a fun item. And E-Blade was like 40 agi. That is not like, it's not as throwy as other things I could have built,
Right.
and it was significantly more fun. And
this
there was also like, in theory, I was like, you know what? Dad's gonna try to grave somebody. If I burst him at the end, can't grave a dead guy, right? That's logic.
Okay, so actually, our read on it was a bit different. We were thinking very long and hard, and we came up with a theory, but
Oh,
I guess we're just wrong then, Benji, right? We
was that? What was the
Well,
theory?
I mean, also like the axe, it's an axe counter. That's the other
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Like,
Uh,
like Sterling was building one also.
Our
Yeah.
theory was that you were trying to amplify the poison damage from Orb of Corrosion from 3 to 4.25. So that was
You're
our
giving me more rationale for next game.
shit.
No, but okay. Anyway,
that
can I
this
just
rabid
continue?
animal will have learned his lesson and not grief us with his
No,
actions.
I won't do it anymore. I promise. But here's the thing. Also, I will say, when people say single-handedly lost phase of the game, that's where I take
Fine.
issue. We had some
Almost
issues with the organization of the team in the mid game when the enemy team had picked 3 offlaners and we're just running around killing everybody.
Yeah.
We should have been splitting the map and farming, which is what I was doing prior to that.
That's true. Yeah, you amassed
I will say, like, maybe the most throwy-
over any other.
maybe the most
hero,
throwy
just by
part
literally
of
going to
the-
another lane.
Well, the most throwy part of the E-Blade purchase, honestly, was it made me want to fight, which was the wrong choice, right? Like, you guys saw, if we think, you know, not just joking around, the way we won that game was we noticed, like, hey, they can't out-late game us because they do not have a carry hero. So then we just split, we took a lane of racks down, whatever, and then, you know, that's how we just
I
kind
mean,
of
to
organized.
be fair,
Well,
the like Necro X created some like really strong tanks.
No,
I,
it was cool. Like their team comp was interesting.
honestly,
think
if
the
I,
Wii-
I honestly have to say like I have to say that you guys won that fight off the back of Strilling literally fucking disabling 2 supports by himself with a meteor hammer. I have no idea. Like I think out of like I don't mean to like puff your ego or anything, but like I think for both of us we agree that like Strilling, I don't know what business he has fucking disabling people with Wind Ranger and Nyx Assassin like for so long as if they're all ravaged, but like he just keeps doing it, and like I have no idea
Wind Ranger
how.
was Toto.
No, sorry. No, Snapfire, your Snapfire as well.
Oh.
That shit was insane. Like I'm like, yeah, but you and Toto really pulling the weight. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say
true.
the
That's what we
Wii
need.
was a little bit confusing because our 2 top heroes were fighting or like looking to fight and like angling themselves towards that, and then most of the rest of us were just pushing waves and like controlling the map, and then we would come back like, oh, our 1 or our 2 is being gone on in some weird position, and we would take some sloppy fight.
Man, I wish
Instead
I
of,
had
like,
2 String
splitting
on my
them.
team and 0 versus.
Is it not really funny though that they had like kind of not death ball lineups exactly, but like just group like mass lumping lineups. It was
They
almost
did-
like
They had
watching
like unstoppable force lineups.
I mean,
Yeah.
elementary soccer lineups where like you just all run at the ball, like everybody is on the ball at all
But
times.
it was so scary. It was so scary, you know, because like once they like start rolling, I think the mid fights that happened for like a consecutive 10 minutes, you guys really only could win if you like kind of what's the word called, stagger their deaths.
Yeah.
Because if they're all together, like you can't fight into that, and your team doesn't really have like nice wave clear, right? So you guys need to like split and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if they had a pushing hero, like we would have instantly lost. But like if they instead of silencer, maybe they have like a any kind of support with push. I think then they just win that game because the struggle they had was they could never high ground like effectively, unless we were just all dead. Which other than
Obviously,
that one time.
First he had this all planned out in his head. which is-
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. He was waiting for
They didn't have a push
yeah, by the time it was like 45 minutes, we were like, oh, so this is the E-Blade satanic like timing he was playing for.
Yeah, I did get a couple kills with it. To be fair.
Yeah, the satanic was really smart to purge the silence though. Like,
Also, let's be honest. I was not going to build a defensive item instead of that E-Blade. My team was like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
imagine if you had a
still.
defensive item. I'm like, there's no chance I was going to build a first item BKB in a match like
no,
this.
I don't think you need to go to a defensive item.
Yeah,
first. I
but
think that
any
more,
other
more
item
re-
would have been
more
better.
probabilistic or like more rationally, if you build a farming item instead of
Or a
E-Blade,
fighting
you just
item.
get the next defensive item.
okay,
Like
I'm gonna leave the civil war to your own voice chat. I'm pretty sure Benji has some questions for you guys.
No, that's alright. I mean, I've lost the Civil War. I'm being murdered.
Yeah,
from
we
this.
all
What's
lost
the
them.
civil? Oh, Ursi, no one can.
Next,
Lost cause.
yeah, A2K when next time he stays with me, he's going to strangle me in my sleep for the
Oh, I
Slark
wish-
game and this.
Okay, Benji, do you have any questions for them?
Yeah, sure. So, looking at the draft of game 2, you guys mentioned that they sort of picked 3 offlaners. What were your guys' thoughts sort of during the draft, and sort of what were your thoughts on how they were going to approach it? Because it was a weird phase in the draft where they kind of had like 2 nailed-on supports and then like Underlord Axe.
Yeah, well,
And we were scratching our heads like, what the hell are they going to do here? What did you guys
thought-
think about that?
we thought that was gonna be X3 obviously, and then when they picked the Underlord, that's what like really threw us off. We were like thinking that it's maybe gonna be an X support because one WLDL team ran this already to like not great success, and then we kind of thought about Underlord mid, but then obviously we picked X. And I think once the 5 heroes they had were picked, I think we did think it was X safe lane, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we figured that one out. But
Yeah.
it's like, I think like X safe lane definitely had its time, like 2 patches ago, but now
Yeah, I
the chart doesn't really enable it anymore.
I
Yeah.
think their concept makes a lot more sense if they don't have such a losing matchup in Underlord versus Ursa. That was the big thing that
Yeah.
got me. Because if Underlord has more of a game, then they actually have much better of a chance to roll with their like 15-minute timing, which is kind of what they're going for, right?
Yeah, they
I
also...
totally agree with Nozak. I think that like I've seen Underlord mid work, but I think that with Ursa still in the pool,
I
and
think
with, on our team, like we could have just swapped lanes.
Their
and ruined this
gameplay,
game.
their game plan, like I'm glad we picked Lashrak and not Lina in this game also, because their
Yeah.
game plan was like built on death balling and grouping very tightly to like take advantage of Necro heal. And once I had my BKB, it's really hard like to group when that's
Yeah,
right,
sure.
that's all the same either.
Yeah, we were looking at the BKB timing and like sort of this game doesn't look like it's gonna get any easier for
Yeah, once I
Colony
did
there
have the BKB and don't get E-bladed, then
by your teammate.
yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Things
then-
happen. You never know.
I just want to say, I just want to put it out there that like, just want to be very clear that I'm just messing, like it's all jokes. So
Yeah,
I hope you,
we
yeah.
They're all jokes.
Trust me,
Yeah.
trust me, we flamed him much harder than you have. in
Oh,
the
yeah.
our
We were
own team
screaming,
Oh.
literally pissing and shitting ourselves.
I recorded the VOD from our perspective. I will not be posting it because
You gotta send it to them for fun. We'll
I would
trade
very
pods.
much like to
Yeah,
Pods,
yeah.
Okay.
you guys can do a reaction like YouTubers.
Yeah, I wanna ask a bit about like this matchup though, because this has been like kind of a highlight match just because of WLD people on both sides. Did you guys like? Yeah, I know there's a lot of kind of like mind games going on and trash talk, right? But in regards to the preparation, what did you guys do anything special, or like does knowing them or like being friends with them kind of help you prepare in any way?
We
I
didn't
think
first phase ban Dawnbreaker, if that's an
Yeah.
indication.
Yeah.
I think it definitely helped them more than us because, you know, we're like 4 podcasters, right? Kelly's not here anymore. She's not a podcaster, but we're 4 podcasters. So we like talk about all our favorite heroes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Strategies.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Like,
also
we
we
tend to
literally
know our-
posted the VOD of our draft phase communications last week. Or,
Right.
or actually on Monday. So yesterday. Today.
Right.
Yeah.
Today's Monday?
Nice.
No, yesterday was Monday. I'm a mess.
Exactly. So like people, they definitely know the heroes that they need to ban. Like they banned Shen against Turing. They banned like Storm against me.
They ban who? Chen?
Okay, you wanna stop? You wanna stop talking about our strats?
Alright.
there?
Yeah. Okay, so I won't put you guys in a weird spot to review your strats and all that, but so this game, I think game 1 in particular, that was kind of a bit more of a standard game, even though your draft was quite interesting. One thing that we noticed is we felt like there wasn't really a clear direction in terms of the draft. It felt like you guys were more counter picking. Is that true,
In game
or are we
one?
wrong? Yeah.
For the Quap, like what was the other hero that you were thinking? We were thinking another
We
hero.
were thinking about Chen,
Puck.
but
Puck. Yeah, we
Oh.
were thinking Puck, and we picked Quap because it's more of a comfort hero for me.
Right. So is it like a active decision that you guys kind of made to like leave the last pick for mid in that game?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
like sometimes if I have last pick, I definitely want the last pick for mid. But
Right.
sometimes I think we did this in the series in our first series. We picked mid second to last when I didn't have like overall last pick anyway.
Yeah.
But
If,
if
if
yeah,
we
sorry.
don't flex one of the first picks into mid, Arian refuses to let us do anything other than last picking in mid. He claims
And just-
drafting exclusively so that he can.
He just holds everyone hostage, like my pick or no pick.
Drafting
This
is
is-
Yeah, you're laughing while you say that, but that is true. That is.
drafting is captain
situation-
privilege.
I hold them
is,
hostage with my items.
Yes,
He holds us
yes.
hostage with his ability
yeah,
to
it's like,
pick our
this is
heroes.
kind of like
Dude, I feel
Team
the
atmosphere.
I feel the worst for like Streeling and Toto. They're just like playing their hearts out, like just busting ass, but like then they have like a carry player who's like,
we're the true grinders of this team.
That
Like
is-
hard shout out to Kelly, who
I
is
think-
the best player by far and deals
Yeah,
with all
for
this
sure.
nonsense.
yeah.
I would like to mention one thing that I just realized, and it's that my account has been flagged as a Smurf because the past 5 games I played have been league related, and I've performed so well in all of them.
Wait, flag, not
Like
like.
on strats, or
strats.
something.
Strats gives you a little icon if you're a possible
alright.
Smurf.
Nice flex, dude. Cool.
Wow,
I mean,
nice
yeah,
flex,
Zach
nice
has been
flex.
Playing very well.
Yeah.
I think. Nah, I don't want to create a tier ranking of most valuable.
Yeah,
players.
you should not do that with your
We've-
teammates.
All
You're
right,
still-
all right.
Yeah.
This is the end of the interview for me.
I will say also, like, because we've played previous WLDL and other leagues, and I think in the past our issue has been like we struggled with specific roles, and I think this season we have very clear set roles, and that is helping us a lot as far as each individual player, more or less.
I don't know if this is too
yeah.
much to ask, but is it? Do you mind like going a bit into that? Like, what do you mean like you guys had a struggle with roles, as in you guys flexed a lot more, or like what do you do to tie that down?
So
Yeah.
at some points we had like Ursi and Five, and Kona, player was not playing with us this year. He's not playing that much anymore. He played one, and then sometimes you also flexed me and Ursi on one.
Yeah, because I'm a mid player primarily.
Right.
Yeah.
But it seems as in that must have been quite messy in terms of like trying to figure out who goes where and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I think we also had like sometimes in past leagues our team fight execution was also pretty lacking. And I think honestly in this league this is the strongest team
Yeah,
performance-wise
that-
I've ever played.
That's so weird that you guys would say that your teamfight execution is lacking, because I think in those two games, even though there were a few like oversteps here and there, like your team really syncs together very well, and it's clear that you
I
guys.
think
Definitely.
this year it's better than ever, the team fight execution.
Yeah, the thing that I've noticed is, I think just because like the core of us, me, Ursi, Arian, and Sam, have played so many games together in pubs, we just like instinctively know what the other person is gonna do.
Right.
in fights,
And
'cause
what
we both have-
what
we all
mistakes
have,
they're
like-
gonna make.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
basically. So we
What
can
I
sort of end up in
think
these
about.
fights where we're not really saying anything, and we're going on all the right people, and it just sort of falls into place perfectly. That's been what I noticed.
Knock on wood.
Okay. Well, congratulations on your 2-0, guys. It's a
Thank
very
you.
impressive
Thank you.
performance. Very fun games to watch as well, so thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
You're
It's
from
all about
Britain, right?
entertainment.
It's 2 a.m. for you. It's 3 a.m. for me. You should
Yeah.
be asleep.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, thank you for that brief interview, but we'll be excited to see. Yeah, very brief interview, smile. But we'll be excited to see